Yeah, take a seat unless you're just trying to stretch out. Diane?
Yeah, I mean, we feel so incredibly blessed, and everything that they were so beautifully saying about us, we would say ditto back to them. We know that this is a partnership. We know that this is a very divine connection, and this, our team merging with their team to create more of the This Is It team has just been so fun, and there's just been a holy ease on it that we've been so blessed to be a part of. So we are just so grateful. And we're excited about what's about to take place with you. I'm going to actually hand it to Danny. I was not going to even speak because I was like, hey, babe, you run with it, because he's the visionary. He's incredible. But I just can't help but think about the reality of what's about to happen with everything that you've learned in the short period of time that you've been here. But I believe each and every one of you caught it. You caught the it that you needed to walk out of here with the passion and the dream and the vision to never look back. And that's my prayer, is that you have your so that you never look back. You determine that so that you never look back, because when you really, really get it, and that vision is really, really in you, and you take everything that you just learned, because man, you've got it. You've got it. You're here for a reason. You have got it on the This Is It team. And so we're so blessed to be a part of this journey with you guys. We are just beginning. Think about it. We're just beginning. Like, this is a tiny little start to where this is going. And you're in the room today to be a part of something absolutely amazing. And the lives we're going to change along the way is beyond what we can ask or imagine. God's going to do amazing things through each and every one of you, and we can't wait to hear the testimonies that come out of it. So let me hand it over to Danny, and you guys be blessed.
Thanks, Di. Thanks. Thank you. The problem, Diane, is with, the trip coming up to the Bahamas and going to Steve and Gina's house for the first time on February 13th, for their get together and their training is, we're going to want to move next door to them. That's the problem. So not just for the climate, but for their friendship. It's really meaningful. These guys, the thing about an industry like this is you're able to come into circles. The ranks don't define the circles you always come into, but they also do allow doors to open where you do come into circles, because you come into closer proximity by earning trips, by ranking up and coming to special leadership meetings and things like that, puts you in close proximity with other people, and then sometimes relationships forge out of that. And that's just a natural human process. It's a natural process of community. And in that process, we've been able to get to know Steve and Gina very well. I mean, we were senior president. We were at the highest rank in the company in the original marketing plan before we ever met those guys. We didn't know them at all. And so... But the special thing is, what I love about an industry like this is when you get to know people, when you really get close to people, you spend intimate time with people, you can tell a lot about them. Are they the same on stage as they are at home? Are they the same on stage as they are on a vacation? And, I was told this before for you newer guys. The very first time we got to be with Steve and Gina intimately, where we got to really just check them out, like, are these people the real deal? Was in Puerto Vallarta on our very first incentive trip with them, and we were just watching them. We weren't judging them, but we were watching them. We wanted to see, these guys party animals, are they, I mean, in a way, I'm talking about, like you go to Mexico and everybody just gets wild. Yeah. And how do they run their team? And these guys were modeling excellence. And all Gina wanted to do was pray for people the whole trip. She was just like, who can I pray for? And how can we see these people's lives change from Portugal? How can we see these people's lives change from this country? How can we see that gal over there? She really, she's broken. She needs a breakthrough this week. Things like that. Those are the conversations we were having over those 4 days. And we saw those miracles. And by the end of the last night, we were watching miracles happen and breakthrough happen as a result of just the relationship. So anyway, we're grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. So let's get to it. A couple of things you need to know. One is when it comes to Unstoppable, this is really part of the whole process that you've heard all weekend, including what Brooke was talking about with goals and not just having a goal, but then actuating those goals with a real plan. And part of that is Unstoppable. And so don't take that for granted. That is one of those big rocks that you heard about this weekend that you want to put on your calendar. Because if you do have a real dream here, that's part of it. That's part of locking in, getting your troops to Orlando. So make sure, and for those of you who don't know virtually, the guys here know, but virtually, it's important for you to know this. Steve and Gina have put $1 million down on a deposit for a 500 space room block at the largest Marriott hotel in the world. And as we fill up every 500 room block, the Marriott opens up another 500 room block for them. And it took them $1 million to do that. Anybody want to sign up for that gig? Anybody? Well, they did. You know why they did? They did it for you and me, for us and our teams. So let's get the room block filled so that nobody's riding the shuttle bus from the Hampton next summer. No one's riding the shuttle bus from the Courtyard by Marriott. They are at the Marriott because there are like 2,000 rooms. There's 2,000 rooms, but we got to eat them up 500 at a time. So let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Let's get to the first 500 so we can get to the 1,000. Okay, the other thing is, and if you do this on site for you guys that are here, this is not for the virtual, just for you guys here. If you go to the store and show your confirmation email of the fact that you registered while you were here this weekend, you're going to get a free X39 sleeve and a free tear-off pad as well. So make sure and get registered and go get your free sleeve of X39 and the tear-off pad. So here we go. A couple of closing thoughts for you guys today. We started this out with dreams because everything in life starts with a dream. And then throughout the conference here, the whole team has been trying to help you unpack your dream and to show you the mechanics that it's going to take to actuate your dream, to fulfill your dream, what it's going to take to do that. And so I'm going to finish off with dreams and take you through a little bit of that. And the thing about it is, remember, I told you that you're the architect of your dream. You're the variable. You're the one that comes up with your dream. And then you're the builder of your dream. But it also takes subcontractors. It takes a support team. It takes people coming alongside you and helping you as well. But what I want to take you to right now is I have a slide with a puzzle. Let's just go the one with the puzzle. So what's going to pop up, and this was all, I just threw this at him an hour ago. So here's this. Y'all can see, I already said the word puzzle, so you can see what this is. Here's what's amazing about this puzzle. What do you see on the front? You see the completion of what's in the box. This is life. This is your entire life. This is always about your life. Your life is like a puzzle. And this was where faith comes in. You don't always see every piece of the picture, but you can see it before it ever happens, and you dream about it. See, that's your dream. You're dreaming of this. Some of you are dreaming of Hawaii, so you can see it. But now, you know what? There's pieces of the puzzle you have to put together. And this is 1,000 pieces. I just watched, we were just in Costa Rica for the Christmas holidays. We had 19 of our family members there. We rented a boutique hotel on the beach in Playa Hermosa near Jaco, Costa Rica. Had an incredible time with our family. And our daughter-in-law, one of our daughter-in-laws brought a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. And we had two big, large tables out in the eating area by the pool, and she set up her 1,000-piece puzzle, out on one of those tables and began to work on it. And she was the one who started it. She wanted to see that completed by the 8th day because we were there for 8 days. And then what happened is my granddaughters would come and start joining her. And then my niece would, start joining her. Well, they took that puzzle, 1,000 pieces, and they actually completed it in 3 days. But the point of that is if you're looking at Hawaii, how many of you are dreaming about going to Hawaii? Well, if you are, it's really just a 75 to 150 piece puzzle. So that's how many points it is. So if you want to I mean, it's 75 pieces. So you got to just now take your dream and you've got to now open the box, okay? And now you've got the blueprint. See, you have a dream, but we come along and we give you the blueprints so that you can execute that. And you now have to be able to execute that one piece at a time. And you find that piece and you put it there, and that's a new brand partner. That's a new customer, and then you're helping a new brand partner gets a new person. And then each piece comes together and you start all of a sudden you start seeing the reality of your dream coming true. And for some of you, it's 150 points for Hawaii. So you got a 150 piece puzzle. It's not 1,000. It's just, guys, it's only 150 pieces. That's it. 150. Okay, so what if it's something else? Think about all your other dreams. Think about your dream board. So I'm not going to go into great detail of that right now, but this is what I want you to think of. Every single aspect of what you want in life starts with a dream. And then you now have to build. And you have to fight. And you have to make sure, because here's what I know. I'm certain, you know what I'm certain of? I'm certain there's 1,000 pieces in that box. You know what else I'm certain of? I'm certain that if I open that box up and I pour them out on the table and I get to work, okay, were those 1,000 pieces of the puzzle just supernaturally all going to come together while we're sleeping in Costa Rica? No, she had to get to the table and she had to go to work. And then she brought other people along with her. And my nieces and my granddaughters came and they worked with her and they got to work. And together, see, this is the model. This is what we do. As we work together, all of the pieces came together and there was your Christmas puzzle. This is how we do it. So you've gotten it all this weekend. Now it's just time, but it's all scrambled up right now. And that's okay. As long as you're certain that you know that you've seen what you've seen and you can't unsee what you've seen. And if God has shown it to you, you can't unsee it. Now you can put it on the shelf and never put it together. You can give it to Goodwill and pass it off and say, I really don't have any need for that anymore. You can throw it in the garbage can and get rid of it because you don't think it has any value, really. You're not interested in it anyway. You can do all those things. But if it's real, then maybe it's time for you to open up the box and actually get to work. Because we've given you the blueprint. The pro system is the blueprint. It's not difficult. It really isn't. The pieces are there and they're all in your heart. You just have to decide. Okay, I want to go to the next slide. Just give you, no, not that slide. I'm sorry. Go back. The first slide. This slide right here is one of my big takeaways from the weekend. I think Brooks training was fabulous today because Brooks training took you to a whole nother level in thought processes on how to establish real goals that you can actuate. As part of if you're the architect of your dream and you're building your dream, she's laid it out like there's a deadline. If your house is going to take 22 years, you want the subcontractors to get it done. You've got deadlines for them, and you're expecting them to do that. Well, you've got to go through that strategy of what she taught you and do it just like a home builder would as a dream builder here. Is this making sense to you at all, or am I rambling? Okay. I hope it's connecting here. This is not difficult. It's just work. But when you know that and you're certain that I have what I have and the pieces are there, all I have to do now is be the person. I have to be the one that's accountable. Like my niece, I guarantee you this, she didn't let anybody take over the lead of putting the puzzle together. She knew she was the one that was going to get it done. She didn't care whether my nieces or my granddaughters got into action over it. She wasn't concerned about whether I was going to come help. I didn't put one single piece of that puzzle in there. I just watched them do it. And she didn't care one bit. She knew she was the variable. You're the variable. And so here's one of the other big takeaways from this weekend, this slide that you're looking at right here. There's a lot to this. We're going to be training our team on this in the days ahead. But as I'm going to even put this in probably in our X39 presentations. But as you're communicating with people about LifeWave and how many times has someone said, well, how do I get involved? So what's the next step? Anybody ever hear those words? Okay, so your options are, hey, one is, it's $150 retail. We don't really sell at retail. We can, but we don't. And here's why we don't. Because we want you to be on this for 90 days minimum, but we really want you to be on it for a month, for every decade you've been alive. So really, I don't want you for 30 days. I don't want you to come back and tell me you didn't feel anything in 30 days and the product doesn't work. That's not true. It may be true for you, but that's not true. And I don't want you to go tell 10 other friends that it's not true. So I don't want you for 30 days. So we don't sell retail for 150, but here's what I can show you. We can help you become a preferred customer for wholesale. Same price that I get it for $99.95 a month. And there's option one. And if that's what you want, I'm going to treat you with all the dignity and respect you'd ever want as a customer and make sure that you get your results. I want you on this product for 1 month for every decade you've been alive. I did that 2 days ago with a 68-year-old man with a broken back. I got it on my phone and a text. He's already signed up and got his monthly subscription. So I'm not telling you anything in theory. I'm telling you what I do. But then after that, you've got the other options. But if you want to become a brand partner, here's some of the options in becoming a brand partner. And so you go, some people just want to get their products paid for. And so there's really kind of levels. They're not real levels technically, but they're levels of thought. Think about that. So in your thoughts, you may just want to refer a few people and get your products paid for. And as a brand partner, you can do that. And then secondly, there's people that, they just want to share with a few people. They like to plug into community, and that's important to them. And, they're hopeful that it may grow some more over time, and they may give you some referrals just may see it as a hobby and want to make $200 to $500 a month. And there's thousands of people that choose that particular level of thought pattern in being a brand partner because they love LifeWave and they love the culture and they love the patches and they're loyal to that and they're loyal brand partners. And then there's the third. This is me. I'm really in it because I want to build a marketing organization. And I'm trying to build flexible income over time with a whole bunch of people that take and share a little bit of products. And in that process, there's going to be business builders. There's going to be people that want to lead and build marketing organizations as well. And then they make a decision. So that's just one nugget I wanted to give you to kind of tie some things together today as we're closing out. That as we move forward, you've gotten some new things this weekend. The system's not new. Techniques, fundamentals never change. So we haven't changed anything in our fundamental plan. But there's techniques. See, I just gave you a technique. That's all I did. I give you a strategy of how to communicate with somebody that's asking the question, so how do I get involved? Or so how do I get on these patches? And hopefully it works for you. But here's the thing. I want to leave you with this. We can have the next slide. Here's how I view life. I've never been a fan of pit bulls. So I've never had a pit bull. I don't have a desire to have a pit bull. If you have a pit bull, that's great. I'm probably never going to have a pit bull. I love labs. But I have it. But what's really wild, in some aspects of life, I've got a pit bull mentality. Because this came, in my Bible study, somebody asked me something a few weeks ago about, I can't even remember the exact question about my beliefs and miracles and all that kind of stuff. And I go, and why I believe what I believe. And I said, because here's the thing. He goes, I said, I'm like a pit bull with a Bible in its mouth. I'm just going to latch onto that Bible and I'm not letting go because I'm standing on that. And that's what I believe. And nothing's going to rip that out of my hands. Nothing's going to take that away from me. But you know what? That's applicable to everything. It's applicable to your dreams. You know what? I'm a pit bull with my dreams. You can't steal my dreams because I'm locked in on my dream. When we saw LifeWave and decided we said, yes, we're going to do this. It was like that. And I locked down on this thing and I have not let my jaws off of that. And so if you're really going to fulfill a dream, you better get some dogged determination, maybe some pit bull dogged determination. and grab a hold of that dream with everything you got, and you don't let go of it, and you open up the box and you start putting the pieces of the puzzle to this thing together, you become the architect of the dream. You become the builder of the dream and fulfill and get the blueprint put together to fulfill all that you have been called to fulfill here and all the things that you want to happen in life. So let's have a great 2026. Let's build something that we've never built before. Do something that you've never done before. Achieve dreams that you've always wanted and that you've never seen come to fruition. You are the architect of your dreams. And now it's time to decree a thing so that it shall be. So all you have to do now, well, not all, but you've got to start speaking it. You've got to speak that. You've got to believe it. You've got to receive it in your heart. And then you've got to act on it. And you do not waver. No one, you cannot give one single person in and around your life, not one, nobody. You can't give one single person any room to even get you to doubt that you're going to loosen your grip on your dream. Nobody. I tell people all the time, and I'll leave you with this. Nobody can shake me. Nobody can shake me with the X39. Nobody. I don't care because I've had them. You can be a neurosurgeon. You can call yourself a skeptic and brag about that thing all day long and say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. You can't shake me." You know why you can't shake me? Because that's me right there. I'm that. That's why you can't shake me. And so you got to start deciding who you are and what your dream is, and if you're really going to open up the box. And you're gonna put those pieces together and make that thing come true. And don't give it away to goodwill. God bless you guys. Let's have a great 2026.